Hey guys, let's talk about real estate. In just about every market in the US, prices have gone up about 15 to 20% over the last year. And if you're making a regular, let's say middle class income like 60, $70,000 per year, you really shouldn't feel like a poor person. But if you're looking in a neighborhood and you want to live there and you're seeing homes in that neighborhood go up 50, 60, 70, or even $100,000 over the last year, it might feel like you're treading water. You'll never be able to own a house. If a house goes up 100 grand, you'll have to save additional $20,000 just to be able to have the down payment, not even to mention the additional debt that you have to incur when you buy the house. And if you're making 60 grand, saving $20,000 is really hard. So it might feel like you'll never own a house. So what should you do? Should you go out and buy a house, even though you can't really afford it right now, but the prices might keep going up and you might be stretching yourself thin? Or should you wait for the market to hopefully come down or at least stay the same while you save more money? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So what's going on with the real estate market right now? Why is the prices so high? So just like every other market, the real estate market is subject to supply and demand. And right now, the supply is very low and the demand is very high. Some of the reasons why the supply is low, there's a couple of reasons. One of them is that this time last year, there was very little new housing construction due to the pandemic. So we're kind of feeling those effects right now because there's less new homes on the market right now. And there is a forbearance extension, meaning that anyone who says that they have financial hardship due to the pandemic can tell their bank to suspend their payments. So they're basically getting free rent right now. So why would you sell your house when you're getting free rent? And there's also a foreclosure moratorium, meaning that anyone who is delinquent with their payments, the bank cannot foreclose on those owners right now. So that also restricts the supply. Even after the forbearance extension and the foreclosure moratorium ends, there will still likely be lowish supply because housing material costs are so high right now. This will likely cause the home builders to delay their projects until the prices of the material costs come down to a normal level, at least to a normal-ish level. On the demand side, there are a couple of factors contributing to the high demand, but the primary factor that is contributing to the high demand is low interest rates. When interest rates are low, people are more willing to borrow a lot of money, and this causes more competition in the marketplace, therefore increasing demand. So, where do I think prices are going to go in the next 1 or 2 years? It's going to keep skyrocketing or is it going to drop? Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't know where the prices are going to go in the next 1 or 2 years. But what I can say, what I'm very confident about, at least confident enough to share on camera, is that these prices growing at this rate is unsustainable. I'm not saying that prices can't go up. I think they probably will go up at least a little bit in the next year or two, at least to keep up with inflation. But growing at 15 to 20% per year is just not sustainable and it's not going to keep happening. So I said in the short term that supply and demand determines real estate prices. But in the long term, what determines real estate prices? We already talked about interest rates, and interest rates do play a big role in long-term real estate prices, but also wages is a very important factor also in determining real estate prices. So let's talk about interest rates. Interest rates right now are at 0%. When everyone talks about how interest rates are at 0%, they're talking about the Fed funds rate. And if we look at the Fed funds rate right now, it's indeed very near 0% right now. So it really can't go any lower unless it goes negative, which is possible. It has happened in other countries, but it's never happened in the US before. So I would say that it's pretty unlikely that interest rates will go negative. So if interest rates either stay the same or go up from here, real estate prices cannot go up unless wages go up. So let's look at wages. This is a graph of the historical home price to income ratio. Historically, home prices have cost roughly 5 times yearly income. And this is just the average. Some places are higher, some places are lower. Using Los Angeles as an example, right now, home price to income ratio is about 10, which makes sense that the home price to income ratio is higher in Los Angeles compared to the rest of the country because a lot of people desire living in Los Angeles. So the highest on average that this ratio has been was in 2006, where it reached 7. And right now, that ratio is about 6.75. This chart shows up to January 2021, where it's only at 6.3. But we know that prices has gone up maybe 7 to 8% from there year to date. So if prices go up any more without wages going up, let's say even another 3 or 4%, then we'd be at historic highs. So at 6.75, are we in bubble territory? I don't think so. I think we're in bubbly territory. 6.75 is very high, but it makes sense given that interest rates are so low. But do I think that prices can go up from here and go past 7? No, I don't think so. In order for prices to go past 7, price to income ratio, something drastic has to happen in America. Either interest rates have to go negative, or we have to have more access to credit, meaning maybe a 40-year mortgage or a 50-year mortgage, it becomes normal. If things like that don't happen, then prices above 7 will be unsustainable. So if I were to assign probabilities to the price of real estate, let's say 2 years from now, I would say there is about a 10% chance that prices will go up significantly at around these levels year over year. There is, I would say, a 70% chance that prices will stay about the same. So either go up slightly or come down slightly. And I would say that there is a 20% chance that prices will come down significantly. So basically, there is a 90% chance, in my opinion, that prices will either stay about the same or come down significantly. So if you're on the fence right now about whether or not you should buy a house, if I were you, I would wait. But of course, sometimes life happens and you just need to buy a house in order to start the next chapter of your life. Maybe you're getting married or you're having a kid and you need this house to support your new lifestyle. And if that's the case, if you need to start the next chapter of your life, and most importantly, if you can comfortably afford to buy a house, then I would go ahead and buy a house. People will always need a place to live, so therefore real estate will always have value. And 10 to 20 years from now, real estate prices will be higher. So as long as you can comfortably afford to buy a house and you're holding for the long run, you do not have to worry about a crash. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.